Our Portland Trailblazers are in the midst of a great start to season number 3. The team currently has a record of 15-5. We have one of the best records in the entire league, and today we're going to get through pretty much all of December leading into the new year, and we'll see if our team can continue their promising start. Through the last episode, we won pretty much every game we played, including a 4-point thriller against the Houston Rockets, a team that we really struggled with last year. Every time we played them in the regular season, they blew us out. Obviously, in the playoffs, they swept us. So for us to beat them really shows the amount of progress that we've made, as we're currently in third place in a very competitive Western Conference with the top 7 teams within 5 games of each other. We have the best point differential, not just in the West, but in all of basketball. Our offense is first in terms of points per game, while our defense is third. We are really playing well on both ends of the floor right now. We're scoring at a high level, we're passing at a high level, we're rebounding at a high level, and we're playing great defensively. The Eastern Conference certainly is not as good as the West is, which has been the case really throughout the entire series. Everybody on this team is really pulling their weight. Shaedon Sharpe obviously has been great as a scorer. Scoot Henderson's done well since returning from injury. Darius Springer and Ochai Agbaji have broken onto the scene. And other guys like Anthony Simons, DeAndre Ayton, and our rookies are all really playing well. Everything is clicking with this team, and I'm not sure if it's just a hot start or if this team legitimately is one of the best teams in the league. Now, we do have a few injuries. Ochai Agbaji hurt his knee. He should be good to go going forward. Dante Branch got injured in the G League. He will be out for close to a month or so, which is definitely a big deal. He's a talented young rookie. So our opponent here is going to be the San Antonio Spurs. This is the first game of a pretty tough 3-game stretch, as we had the Pelicans and the Grizzlies also on the schedule. But I want to look at the Spurs in particular because their roster is very, very fascinating. So I did some simulating. Ochai Agbaji now officially healthy, which means we are at full strength for the first time since Game 1 of the regular season. The Spurs obviously made headlines last year trading for Giannis Antetokounmpo. They re-signed him on a 1-year extension, but he hasn't even been their best player. Victor Wembanyama has been brilliant. Obviously, they traded the 2nd overall pick this year for Domantas Sabonis. They have Zach LaVine. They have talented young guards in Cole Anthony and Marco Romano. This is a really interesting roster, and the Spurs have been significantly better than they were a year ago, largely because they've had Giannis for a full season. But even more so, the improvement and development of Victor Wembanyama has been paramount. His volume and efficiency has gone up drastically, and with the Spurs having so much size in their lineup, we're going to run a different starting 5. Even though Ochai Agbaji is healthy, he's going to come off the bench today. That way we can play Darius Springer at the 3 and have Isaiah Stewart start in the front court along with DeAndre Ayton. The Spurs have 3 guys who are at least 6'11", with Giannis, Wembanyama, and Domantas Sabonis all in the starting lineup, and we need to combat that by having a lot of size of our own, along with obviously the starting backcourt of Henderson and Sharpe. The tip-off will go to DeAndre Ayton, and we are underway here in Portland. 2 of the youngest teams in the league, 2 of the better teams in the Western Conference so far. Portland in 3rd place, the Spurs in 7th. Shaedon Sharpe with a big-time slam to open up the game. That's how you get things started. Sharpe has been fantastic over the last month or so, of course, averaging close to 26 a night. Giannis makes the hook shot, gets the scoring started for the Spurs as we're tied at 2. Here comes Scoot Henderson. He looks for Springer, fires for 3, and it's good. Darius Springer could not miss through the first few weeks of the year, and he's definitely cooled off shooting-wise, but he's still performing at a high level. Wembanyama sinks a 3 of his own. I don't know how you're supposed to guard him. He's 7'4". He can handle the ball. He can shoot the ball. He's an alien. Ayton off the miss from Scoot. Gets another opportunity here for Portland. Springer sends it over to Isaiah Stewart. He looks to drive inside, then finds Ayton in the corner for 3, and it's good. That play was catamounted by Ayton's offensive rebound earlier in the possession, and he finishes it off with a triple. Giannis lets it fly at the top of the key, and it's good. Giannis definitely is not the shooter that Wemby is, but Giannis can shoot it a little bit as it's 12-9. Here is Wembanyama inside over Ayton. That's textbook great defense by Ayton, but the problem is Wemby's got 5 inches on him. Pause. And there's not much he can do. Zach LaVine hits the top of the key 3 for the Spurs. They're up big early, 17-9. Agbaji with it, and it's intercepted. Wembanyama with the steal. And then on the other end, he launches a dime for Marco Romano, the second-year Italian point guard, who gets the layup, and the Spurs' lead is up to double digits. They've been good offensively, but it's been the Spurs' defense leading them early. Wembanyama inside, gets by Ayton and makes the layup. Victor Wembanyama is literally a guard trapped in a 7'4" big man's body. I mean, if that's not frightening, I don't know what is. Portland needs to buy a bucket, and they get one here from Anthony Simons off the bench. Good drive, good finish, and it's 21-13. Abaji with it, sends it over to the rookie, Khalil Griffin. Lets it fly for three. Griffin's efficiency has been unbelievable this season. Griffin leads all qualified rookies in field goal percentage, shooting just under 53%, which is absurd efficiency for any wing, let alone a rookie. Here's Giannis posting up on Griffin. Giannis is bigger and stronger, and he's going to capitalize. It's his 7-point lead. Abaji for three, fouled by Wembanyama. Victor may be a unicorn, but his defensive IQ has to be better. Don't foul the jump shooter, and Abaji would make all three at the line. Here's Romano inside, and one. You're probably as confused as I am because the camera immediately turned to Wemby. So let's take a look at what happened here. Griffin kind of reaches in. He doesn't really touch him. Romano makes the shot, still never touched. I don't know how that's a shooting foul. Maybe there was a reach before he took the shot, but I don't see how you can call that a shooting foul. I don't think Griffin touched him once. 28-21 now off of the bogus and one call as Anthony Simons hits the three in the corner. Quick start for Inferno. He's got 7 tonight. 4-point game. Apache inside. Heavily contested layup is good. And Apache also has 7 off the bench. Portland's second unit has done really well so far. Simons is hooping. Apache's first game off the bench all year. He's hooping. So is Wembanyama, who has been very good so far for the Spurs. Lead up to 4. Around 30 to go in the corner. Abaji's trapped. Out to Griffin. To Henderson. And he's fouled on the 3 again by Wembanyama. Don't foul the jump shooter. Did Wemby not watch the Sonic series? Number 1 rule of defense. Don't do it. Scoot would make 2 at the line, and then he misses at the buzzer with no foul call. I feel like these officials have been pampered by Marco Romano. He's gotten some very lucky calls today, as it's 30-28 going into the second quarter. All things considered, could be worse. The Blazers on a nice run, 19-9 over the last few minutes. The Spurs get the scoring started here in the second with a 3 by the rookie, LaJason Black. Here's Griffin with the slam. Good drive, good finish for the rookie, and it's a 1-score game. Here comes Cole Anthony inside, snuffed by Griffin! What a play by Khalil Griffin. All this kid does is make winning plays. He is not your ordinary rookie, continuing such a phenomenal season. Nice pass off the inbound. Good finish by Marco Romano. 5-point game once again in favor of the Spurs. Here's the former Blazer, Matisse Thybulle. Drills the triple. Spurs up by 8, 38-30. Sharp behind the back for Dennis the Menace. Dennis Schroeder out to Griffin in the corner. He hits the lawn 2. Griffin's off to a great start tonight, playing good defense, and he's 3 for 3 from the field as he goes inside for Isaiah Stewart. Layup no good, grabs his own rebound, and Beef Stew is there with the putback slam. Nice dunk by Isaiah Stewart, 38-34. Here comes Henderson. Sends it home. Good dunk for Scoot, who's off to a slow start tonight offensively, but he makes a play there. And then Abaji lobs it up for Springer. We're tied at 38. Great pass by Ochai. Great finish at the rim by Darius Springer, who looks to get another one. He misses. Good defense there by the Spurs. Here comes Wembanyama running the floor. Victor Wembanyama. He's not human. I know I sound like a broken record, but this guy is a literal unicorn. 4-point game in the corner. Thybulle 3 is good. Why couldn't Matisse Thybulle be this good of a catch-and-shoot guy on our team? If Thybulle develops a good shot, he's going to be a $20 million player in this league with how good he is defensively. Giannis hits the jumper, 7-point lead now for the Spurs. Following possession, here's Scoot Henderson, takes it himself. Over to Springer, good pass. And a nice jumper by Darius Springer, 47-42 now. Shaedon Sharp's been awfully quiet. He only has 2 points. He's been pretty inefficient. He makes a nice pass, though, for Abaji, who sends down the dunk. Good off-ball cut for Ochai, and it's 49-44. Sharp with it, sends it back inside. Ayton misses, grabs his own rebound, and puts it back in. Big dunk for DeAndre Ayton. 49-46. Giannis guarded by Abaji, And as good as Ochai's been defensively, I mean, it's kind of hard to guard Giannis considering he's like 7 foot. 3-point game. Giannis on Abaji again, and Giannis wins the battle once more. 5-point, make it a 3-point lead now for the Spurs. Springer up the floor, out to Griffin for the tie. Khalil Griffin sinks the 3, and it's tied up at 53. Sharp inside, makes the layup, and the Trailblazers take the lead. It's now 55-53 with around 20 seconds left in the first half. Giannis is going to try to dribble out some clock. The Blazers want the last shot, though, so Griffin tries to bait him inside. The problem with that, as you'll see here, is there's nobody inside to defend him. Springer tries to switch, and before he realizes Giannis is coming in the lane, it's too late. Portland's got to execute better there defensively as we're tied at 55 with a few seconds to go in the first half. Springer with the screen, out to Sharp. Heaves it up at the buzzer, and it's good! Shaedon Sharp drills the fadeaway 3 at the buzzer, and the Trailblazers are ahead by 3 going into halftime. It's been a highly competitive game so far. Obviously, Giannis has been great. Wembanyama's been great. We've tried our best to combat their size, and we're winning the battle on the glass so far. The offense has done their part, hence why we have the lead. But we're going to have to play really well in the second half because I feel like these guys might get hot. Wembanyama in isolation drills the 3. Spurs lead by a pair. 60-58. Here is Springer looking for the screen, drives inside, lobs it up for the big man. DeAndre Ayton throws it down off the lob by Springer. Here's Wembanyama in the corner, drills the 3. The Spurs right back on top as they lead by 3, 67-64. Springer gets it over to Ayton in the corner for Isaiah Stewart. Beef Stew showing off his ability to space the floor as it's 69-67. Henderson inside. Layup is good. And we have the immaculate score, 69-69. Nice. Unfortunately, our beautiful score would not stay for long. Here's Sharp. Fadeaway 3, no good. Rebounded by Stewart. Inside, he is snuffed by Giannis Antetokounmpo. Pushes Stewart off of him in transition. Levine for Wembanyama. No good, but he grabs his own rebound, gets the putback, and the Spurs lead by a pair. Now we're tied at 73. Wemby inside for Giannis, guarded by Abaji. As good as Ochai's been defensively this year, there's not really a whole lot he can do against Giannis, who is, again, a lot bigger and stronger. Levine for 3, and the lead. This lead is being passed around like a blunt here in the third quarter. 78-77. Anthony with the screen now. Cole Anthony, step back, long 2, smooth. Good shot by Cole Anthony, who is the starting point guard of the Spurs team. I feel like Romano would be a better fit with the starters, but they have rolled out with Anthony. Here's Marco Romano. Inside. Layup is no good, but Wembanyama is there for the putback. The Blazers cannot stop Vic right now. As good as he was in the first half, he's taken it to another level here in the third. Abaji, corner 3 is good. Nice pass by Griffin off the pump fake. And shout out to Ochai for hitting the shot. 4-point game. Wemby, he hits the top of the key 3. And Victor Wembanyama now has 19 points in just the third quarter alone. 34 on the night. Here's Griffin inside. Floats up a prayer, and it's good. Nice play there by Khalil Griffin as it's a 5-point game. Here is Schroeder off the screen, and he is snuffed by Wembanyama. I mean, how are you supposed to stop that? Victor Wembanyama wasn't even like that close to him before he took the shot, and he snuffs it. Off the inbound, Sharp misses the 3, and now Wembanyama's going to bring it up the floor, looking to get a last-second bucket for the Spurs, and he does! Victor Wembanyama has been unreal in this third quarter, and now the Blazers are going to look for one more shot. Sharp heaves it up. It is no good. Not that it would have mattered because I don't think he got it off in time. Into the fourth quarter now, here is Romano in the wing for Cole Anthony, who hits the triple. Good shot for the Spurs, running one of their two-guard lineups, 92-88. Off the screen, Aleksej Pokusevski hits the 3. The Spurs' 3 bigs in their lineup are not the only tall guys on this team. They also have Poku. Springer blocked at the rim. Pokusevski makes the play. Ayton's double. Out to Isaiah Stewart. Knocks down the 3. Big play by Ayton to grab the board. Good shot by Stewart. His second 3 of the night. Here's Sharp off the screen. Fadeaway 3 is good. And it is a one-score game. Wemby looks to respond. No good. He actually missed a shot. I don't believe it. Spurs get the offensive rebound, though. And Cole Anthony drills the 3. With all the size that the Spurs have, you would have thought it would have been one of their bigs, but that was Marco Romano who made the play inside. Here's Sharp, sidestep, heaves it up, and it's good! What a shot by Sharp, who is starting to heat up. Back-to-back possessions with threes. He's on a heater right now. Heat check! No, not quite for the tie. If that shot went in, this place would have erupted. Sharp, quiet early, only 11 points through the first 3 quarters, but he's already got 8 here in the fourth. Wemby inside, Pokuševski with the throwdown. Spurs back up by 2 scores with a little over 5 to go. Here comes Henderson inside. Lobs it up for Springer, who sends it home on thick. 104-99 now. Victor Wembanyama with it, guarded by Ayton. Wembanyama inside, floats it up, and it's good. The Blazers are actually in takeover mode despite the make by Wemby, so this is a nice opportunity to potentially start the comeback. Abaji to Sharp in the corner. Bang! Sharp's 3rd triple here in the quarter. 109-102. Here is Shaedon Sharp off the screen from Ayton. Mid-ranger on the move is good. Shaedon Sharp cannot miss. 13 points in the fourth for Sharp. The Spurs still hold on to their 5-point lead. Giannis, guarded by Griffin, beats the shot clock, and the Spurs up by 7. We'll see if they can close it out, or if the Blazers can pull off what would be a very impressive comeback. Sharp, wide open lane, throws it down. 26 points now for Shaedon Sharp. Portland's got to keep the ball in his hands because he's making all the plays. He gets it out to Griffin for 3. No good. That would have been a big make for Portland. Could have brought the lead within 2, but they're unsuccessful. Off of the rebound. Here comes Giannis with it. Out to Wembanyama. Wemby inside, makes the layup, and the Spurs are up by 7 with a minute and a half to go. Portland hanging on for dear life. Griffin with it in the corner, gets it back over to Simons, blows by Anthony, and Simons makes the layup. He was nearly blocked by Sabonis, but he does make it. 5-point game once again. Wembanyama inside, blocked by Ayton. What a play by DeAndre Ayton, and then on the other end, Sharp takes it himself for a little rack attack, coast to coast. It's a 1-score game, folks. 113-110. Abaji and Scoot hyped at the scorer's table. Huge possession here for the Spurs with the Blazers already running a full court press. Giannis, guarded by Griffin, gets right by him for the slam. And the Spurs are back up by 5. Following Blazer possession. Here is Simons with it. Gets the screen. Anthony Simons has an open man in the corner. It's Shaedon Sharp for 3. Sharp now with 20 points in the fourth. 115-113. Wemby's layup is good. Victor Wembanyama looking to carry the Spurs out of here with a win as the Blazers call a timeout down by 4 with 43 seconds left. Sharp looking for the screen. Sharp drives inside, and Shaedon Sharp quickly gets the dunk. Got to assume the Blazers are going to consider playing the foul game soon, or just Wemby drive right inside. Why was there nobody near the basket? It's a 4-point game once again. Here's Scoot, trapped for Abaji for 3. Bang! Ochai Abaji drills for 3, and the lead is down to 1. Definitely time to play the foul game now as Wembanyama is fouled. And then off of the following inbound, Cole Anthony would get 2 shots at the line. First one is good. Second one for Anthony is as well. And the Blazers are going to call a timeout, their final one. So Portland's got an interesting decision here. You're down by 3. The shot clock is unplugged. And we want our best scorers on the floor. Guys who we can trust taking a big shot. So we're going to take Springer out and replace him with Anthony Simons. We have 4 guys I trust shooting the 3 ball. And we have DeAndre Ayton who can rebound easily inside. So the thought process here is if we can get a quick 2, that's cool. If we can hold for a 3, that's also fine. But if somebody's open within the first 10 seconds of the shot clock, we want them taking the shot, whether it's a 2 or a 3. And if nobody gets open early in the possession, then we're just going to have to hold a little bit for the final few seconds where we're going to have to take a 3 to tie the game. It's Abaji on the baseline. Portland looking for some room. It's Sharp, wide open in the corner. Bang! We're tied at 121. I did not anticipate Shaedon Sharp to get that wide open that quickly, but here we are. He had plenty of room in the corner, and he figures, I might as well take the 3. If nobody's around me, why waste time? So we're now tied at 121, and now the Spurs will get an opportunity to win the game. Now we need our defense lineup in, and I want as much size on the floor as possible. The Spurs have 3 basically 7-footers who they can get the ball to. We need a couple guys on the perimeter to defend their guards, but we need to focus on them looking for Giannis or Wembanyama. The Spurs' best bet here is one of those two guys. I think Wemby in particular getting the ball and getting a good look inside. So as you can see, we're going to run a really, really big lineup here. Springer at the 2. All three of our bigs are in the game. Looney, Stewart, and Ayton. We want to give as much pressure to the Spurs, especially Victor Wembanyama, as possible, because I think Wemby's going to be the one to get the ball. We cannot give him a good look inside. I do think Wemby obviously has the ability to hit an isolation 3. He's 4 inches taller than every defender on the floor. But I would rather take my chances with him taking an outside shot rather than him getting a great look inside, as it does go to Wembanyama. And he had an opportunity to drive inside, doesn't take it, and instead he's going to dribble out the clock a little bit. Guarded by Ayton. Under 10 to go now. Nobody's moving. You got to get guys trying to get open. Instead, it's Wemby with all this space for the lead. No good. Rebounded by Stewart, out to Springer for the win. And it's off. We're going to overtime. The defensive possession worked out exactly as I had hoped. I figured Wemby would get the ball. We force a jumper, and now we're going into OT. That was quite the fight there from the Blazers, who had to overcome a pretty steep comeback down the stretch. And with that, we've got extra basketball. Ayton wins the tip-off against Sabonis, and we are underway here in overtime. We'll see if Portland can complete the comeback and get the win over San Antonio, as Wemby's doubled. Inside gets the layup. Springer didn't even bother switching over to Sabonis, who was wide open, and it doesn't matter. Wemby makes the play. Here's the rookie, Griffin, for the lead. It's good. Khalil Griffin knocks down the 3. He's got 15. And the Blazers lead by 1. Turnaround jumper for Giannis is no good. There wasn't even a contest on that shot. That was wide open. On the other end, Sharp pulls the 3. It's good! Shaedon Sharp buries the triple. He now has 38, 27 of which have come since the start of the 4th. Wembanyama gets one back. Spurs back within 2. Wemby now is a 50-piece, the first of his career, but the Blazers still at the lead. Springer in for the slam. And it's a 4-point game with under 2 to go. Wembanyama inside, spin move, loses it. Darius Springer with the steal in transition. Springer out to Simons for the layup. And it's a 6-point game. Portland's defense has been locked down here in overtime. The Spurs only have 4 points since the start of OT, all 4 of which are by this guy. Victor Wembanyama, the Frenchman, buries the 3 to cut the lead to 3. Back to Wemby. Inside, he makes the layup. He now has 56 points. All 9 of San Antonio's here in overtime. And it's a 1-point game. Portland back with it. Scoot Henderson inside. Pump fake. Wide open look is good off the glass. Big play by Scoot Henderson, who's had a pretty rough game offensively. But he makes the biggest basket of the overtime period. And it's a 3-point game with a little over 30 seconds left. We're going to go back to the big lineup. We want as many good defensive players on the floor as possible. I don't want the Spurs to get a quick look inside with all of the size they've got. So I want to very strategically navigate through this lineup. But I also want to keep 2 guards out on the floor to make sure they don't get good looks on the perimeter. So because of that, we're going to bring in Springer at the 3. Stewart will play the 4. Sharp and Abaji in the backcourt. It's Sabonis who looks to inbound, and he gets it over to Wembanyama. Obviously, he's the one with the ball here for the Spurs, guarded by Ayton. Wemby inside. It's good. And the Spurs have it within 1. 133-132. Sharp on the inbound will get fouled. And off of another foul on the next inbound, Sharp would go to the line as he misses the first one. That really opens the door for San Antonio, as Sharp's second 3 throw is good. He now has 40. 134-132. Spurs call their last timeout with 24.7 seconds left. So it's basically as if the shot clock is pretty much unplugged and the Spurs can run off as much time as they want. But realistically, if they get an open look, they have to take it, whether it's from 2 or from 3. Wembanyama with the ball, guarded by Ayton. Wemby inside for the tie. No good! Big stop by Ayton. Stewart with the rebound. He got it to Ayton, who was eventually fouled, and will go to the line to shoot 2. First one is good for DeAndre Ayton. This second one's a big one to bring the lead to 4. He misses it, and the Spurs can tie it with a 3. They've got enough time to run a play here with around 10 seconds. Sabonis with it for the tie. No good. Rebounded by Sharp. He's fouled. I don't know why Sabonis forced the shot there. The Spurs could have reset, try to run another play, get somebody moving off the ball, but instead he forces up a bad shot. Sharp will go to the free-throw line. He makes the first one. Second one on the way. It's good. Shaedon Sharp now has 42 points. It's a 5-point game with 5 seconds left. I don't think the Spurs have much of the shot. Giannis from half court. It's no good, and that'll do it. The Portland Trailblazers survive here in overtime, 137-132 against the San Antonio Spurs. A very hard-fought battle down to the wire. Victor Wembanyama gave us all he got, but we're able to hold on, and we beat another one of the better teams within the Western Conference here in overtime. Shaedon Sharp did nothing for the first 3 quarters of the game, and then he got hot. And boy, did that change things for the offense. He finished with 42 points, 31 after the start of the fourth quarter. We had 55 points in the last 12 minutes. That's absurd. We had 7 additional players in the double figures. Scoot and Springer were pretty inefficient, but Ayton, Abaji, Griffin, Simons, and Stewart were all very productive offensively. As for the Spurs, Victor Wembanyama had damn near 60 points, 58 to be exact. I don't think we played that poorly of defense on him. He's just a complete unicorn. I would say that we need to get somebody who can stop him, but I don't know if there's anybody in the league who theoretically can be the Wemby stopper. I mean, he's 7'4". He can handle the ball. He can shoot the ball. He can do it all. Giannis was pretty good as well. Everybody else for the Spurs was kind of quiet. It was basically a 2-man show, or really the Wemby show with shades of Giannis. Despite the Spurs being the tallest team I've ever seen, we still out-rebounded them. And I think at this point, we are the best rebounding team in the league. Highest offensive rebounding percentage, second highest defensive rebounding percentage, most rebounds per game in the league. This is by no accident. We've intentionally added great rebounders on this roster, not just down low, but with our wings as well. And this strategy very clearly has been executed well, considering we're the best rebounding team in the league. We're going to simulate up to Christmas. That means we're going to go through 8 games, and we've got some tough matchups against good teams in this conference, like New Orleans, Memphis. We play against Atlanta. That game should be kind of interesting because we have the #1 scoring offense in the NBA right now, and the Hawks have the worst scoring defense in the league by a country mile. They're allowing 9 points more than anybody else. It's the unstoppable force against the movable object. Coughing baby meets hydrogen bomb. We might score 200 in that game. So during our simulation, we're getting some trade offers. The Kings want DeAndre Ayton. I'm going to say no. Anthony Simons, high left ankle sprain, out 6 to 8 weeks. That really sucks. Simons is obviously our go-to microwave scorer off the bench. And for now, Khalil Griffin's going to become the 6th man. He's going to have an even bigger responsibility for us on the offensive end of the floor. And I'm confident that he'll be able to manage the load. Pause. The injury bug was just getting started, though. Shaedon Sharp, left knee tendonitis, out 4 to 6 weeks. That is a massive blow for us. Obviously, he's our #1 scorer. He's our best player. This is a gigantic loss for the next month to month and a half. Khalil Griffin will take his spot in the starting lineup. Over the last 4 games, since Griffin's been getting more minutes with Anthony Simons getting injured, he's played really well. He's scored at least 17 in each game, over 50% from the field in all 4 games, at least 50% from 3 in all 4 games. I'm super confident in Khalil Griffin playing well with the starters, and I'm not worried about him at all. Well, maybe I should have been, because it only took 2 games for him to get hurt as well. A hyperextended left knee is going to keep him out for the next week or 2. He'll be questionable for Christmas against the Grizzlies. And now Zay Logan is going to have to come in and start. This team keeps getting injuries seemingly by the day, and we are running out of depth. And we still went 6-2. We've got so many guys who are hurt right now, and it's not just Simons, Sharp, and Griffin. It's also some of the G-Leaguers. Dante Branch is still hurt. I would have called up Fritz Bengaro for him to play, but guess what? He's hurt as well. But that's not stopping us from winning games. We're 25-7. We've clearly taken over second place in the Western Conference. We still have the best point differential in the NBA. Everybody who's healthy, which isn't really that many guys, is stepping up. The great thing about this team is we can have a guy like Zay Logan, who's generally on the end of the bench, In his first NBA start, he drills 6 threes. Everybody on this team can produce at a very high level. So let's take a look at our Christmas Day matchup against the Grizzlies, who are one of the better teams in the Western Conference. This is what the rotation is currently set at, but we are going to bring some guys back. Khalil Griffin is like 95% healthy. We're going to play him, but we're going to have him come off the bench on a very slight minutes restriction. Although if he looks comfortable, he's going to play more than half the game. And then Dante Branch is pretty much healthy as well. I'm excited to get him back in the NBA rotation for the first time since the very early part of the season. We played against the Grizzlies 2 weeks ago and lost by 20. That's one of the 2 losses we had during this 8-game stretch, albeit both teams looked very different. We've gotten hammered by injuries since then, and so have they, but it hasn't led to them falling in the Western Conference. They're still in 4th place, despite the fact that D'Angelo Russell, one of their better bench pieces, is hurt, as is Ja Morant. It's not just us in Memphis, though, who's getting hammered. Steph Curry tore his Achilles. Really, around the league, it feels like there's more injuries. So Ja Morant is questionable for this game. He's day-to-day with cramps, and we'll see if he gets the start or not. If he doesn't play, then it'll be Marcus Smart running the offense, joined by, of course, Desmond Bane in the backcourt. It is a privilege to get to play on Christmas Day in the NBA. It means the national audience wants to watch our team. There's going to be families watching this game, and to said families, I apologize that both of these teams have gotten hammered by injuries over the last month. Both teams are without their best player. Ja Morant is out for today's game and will be unavailable for the Grizzlies. In case you're wondering why the court looks weird, by the way, it's not just you. You're not seeing things. The lighting is kind of weird. I don't know why, but it makes the court look cooler, so I'm fine with it. DeAndre Ayton wins the tip, and we are underway here in Portland on Christmas Day between the Blazers and the Grizzlies. Springer on the wing for the rookie, Zay Logan, who drills the 3. In Logan's last game, he made his first career NBA start, drilling a career-high 6 threes. Here is Scoot Henderson on the move. No good. Ayton with the offensive rebound, and DeAndre Ayton is inside for the putback. The Grizzlies have a really good defensive front court with Jaren Jackson and Nick Claxton, 2 of the best defensive players in the league. Lob attempt is unsuccessful. Here comes Portland on the fast break. Scoot Henderson takes it himself. Wide open for 3. It's good. The Blazers start the game red hot on a 12-2 run. Memphis has got to get a basket. Here's Jackson, guarded by Springer inside. And Jaren Jackson gets the and 1. You reach, he teaches. Big play by Jackson. That foul from Darius Springer. 5-12 now. Here's Marcus Smart with it at the top of the key in the corner. Jackson wide open for 3. Nobody guarded him, and I don't know why. 12-8 now. Here comes Springer inside for the rookie Khalil Griffin. Back in the lineup after missing a couple games. Back to Springer for 3. Springer's got 3 assists here in the early going, and he now has 3 points. 15-8. Griffin back to Springer. Nice little 2-man game here with Griffin and Springer, our top 2 draft picks over the last 2 years, as it's 17-8. Nice 3-ball. Fadeaway shot is good. That's Josh Christopher, and it's a 6-point game now. Dennis Schroeder with the screen for the big man, Isaiah Stewart. Beef Stew throws it down. It's 21-13. Jackson inside, no good. Claxton with the offensive rebound. Back to Jackson. He makes the layup. Grizzlies bring it within 6. As it's now 21-15. Here is Griffin. Step back. 3-ball for the rookie. It's good. Khalil Griffin's 3-point percentage is over 50% in the last month. And look who's right behind him in second. It's Zay Logan. We have the 2 most efficient rookies in the entire league. Lob attempt from Smart is unsuccessful. Portland in transition. Abaji with it. Pull up 3. Will fall. Nice shot for Ochai Abaji off the turnover, and it's a 10-point game. 27-17. Griffin here at the end of the quarter. Step back 3 at the buzzer is no good. Portland's defense has been swarming so far. Memphis' offense looks lost without Ja Morant, and that's a credit to the Blazers on the defensive end of the floor because they have been great. Here in the second, Henderson starts the scoring with a slam. Nice dunk for Scoot Henderson. It's 29-17. Scoot, step back 3 is good. There are families watching. I can't imagine what the kids think of this game. This is ugly. 32-20. Nice layup by Springer. He's got 7. and the Blazers add to the lead. It's now 34-20. Smart hands it off for Desmond Bane. Off the screen. Bane inside for Nick Claxton. He's kind of trapped. Two guys on him, and he makes the layup. Nice play by Nicholas Claxton. 12-point game. Here comes the Grizzlies looking for the screen. It's Josh Christopher, guarded tightly by the rookie Logan, and Christopher floats it up and in to bring the lead down to 10. Following Memphis possession, Josh Christopher inside again with the slam. The Grizzlies back within 8. Nice little run here for Memphis. They're starting to play much more competitive basketball. They might make it a game after all. Bane drills the 3. Nice shot for Desmond Bane. The lead down to 5. The closest this game has been in a long while. Portland needs a bucket, and they get it from Scoot Henderson, who now is, of course, the de facto number 1 scoring option with Sharp out. Pump fake. Scoot. 3 ball. No good. Ayton with the offensive rebound, and he gets the putback. Bully ball. Down low from DeAndre Ayton. 40-31 now. Claxton with it. He's going to look to do a dribble handoff for Desmond Bane. Back inside for Claxton, who gets the dunk. Memphis playing so much better here in the second quarter. The offense is playing more freely. More movement off the ball, I think, has been the key. Here, case in point. Nick Claxton with a nice cut. He finishes on the lob. 35-43 now. Marcus Smart with room. Drills the 3. Big shot for Marcus Smart, the longtime Celtic. 5-point game. Scoot drives inside and 1. Big layup for Scoot as he draws the foul as well. 16 in the first half for Scoot Henderson. Griffin now with a big-time poster. What a dunk by the rookie Khalil Griffin. I think it's fair to say that left knee is fully healthy now. 40-48. Here's Henderson off the screen inside. Has an open man on the wing. It's Zay Logan who drills another 3. Logan's efficiency for a 19-year-old second-round rookie is so rare. Here is Griffin inside with the layup, and it's a 13-point game. Steal from Looney. He gets it to Logan. Out to Griffin. Griffin, 3 ball. No good, and that'll wrap up the first half. Portland leads a very low-scoring game, 53-40. Scoot Henderson leading the way for the offense, and he is one of the front-runners to participate in the dunk contest. Of course, he's won it 2 years in a row. Our offense has certainly taken a noticeable hit without Shaedon Sharpe, the leader of the starting unit, and without Anthony Simons, the leading scorer of the bench unit. But it's our defense who's winning us this game right now. We're forcing bad shots from the Grizzlies. They're not making good plays off the ball like this. Good lob for Claxton. But the Grizzlies have not been efficient inside or out. They've turned it over too much, and that's why they only have 42 points. Here's Logan in the corner for 3. It's good. Zay Logan's got 9 threes over the last 2 games. Smart for 3. Blocked by Branch. Big play there defensively by one of the other rookies. Dante Branch on the other end. He sends it inside for Isaiah Stewart. Turnaround layup is good. Nice play for the Blazers. Portland, though, is not going to get on defense quick enough to cover Jaren Jackson immediately thereafter as he gets the dunk. Lead back down to 14. Branch brings it up the floor out to Logan. Logan drives inside. Step back jumper is good. Zay Logan continues to be such a steal in the early part of the second round. He is hooping right now. Springer out to Ayton. Dominating! Sends it home. Big dunk for DeAndre Ayton. 49-64 off the inbound. Henderson in the corner. Tough 3. No good. Offensive rebound and putback is good for DeAndre Ayton. 66-49 now. Griffin looks to bring it up the floor. He gets it to Scoot. Inside for Springer. Great ball movement on that possession by the Blazers. Unselfish basketball through and through. 68-51. Nice lob by Marcus Smart over to Brandon Clark. 15-point game once again. Here's Scoot Henderson looking to get a lob of his own. It's to the big man, DeAndre Ayton. 55-72 now. Christopher's doubled. Somebody's going to be open. Or not. Ball is tipped away. Abaji somehow saves it. Over to Stewart. He gets it to Logan. Inside. Layup is good. Count the foul. It's an and 1. What a perfect play on both ends of the floor by the Blazers. They force the turnover. Abaji somehow keeps it in bounds. Good ball movement up the floor. And Zay Logan gets the and 1. And here's another turnover. Logan with the steal. To Abaji. Out to Griffin. Khalil Griffin with the dunk. Portland's defense is unstoppable tonight. They lead by 22 here on Christmas Day. David Roddy out to Jackson. Beats the shot clock. Hits the three. And the lead is back within 20. 79-58. Abaji brings it up the floor. Off the dribble. Pull up three. It's good. Nice shot for Ochai Abaji. 82-58. Portland really looking to turn this game into an all-out blowout as Abaji gets the dunk. He's now in the double figures. The lead is up to 26. The biggest it's been all day. Abaji again with another slam. 7 points in the last minute of the third quarter for Ochai Abaji. The lead sits at 28 as the Grizzlies hit a last-second three to cut the lead all the way down to 25. Abaji at the buzzer. It's good! But it won't count. Ochai Abaji did not quite get that one off in time. I don't think Portland's going to need that one to count, though. They lead by 27 points, looking dominant on both ends of the floor. Christopher, no good. Gets his own rebound. Scoot's got to make that play, or Springer, as Josh Christopher takes advantage with a couple guys on top of him, just the way he likes it. 25-point game. Here's Henderson inside. Throws it down. Much quieter second half, scoring the ball for Scoot. But Portland's been very even in terms of allotting all of these minutes out to a lot of these young guys considering their big lead. Springer inside. Fadeaway is good. I really like seeing Springer take that shot. I want to see him get more touch from 5 to 15 feet of the basket because I think that could be a big part of his game. Big lob for Josh Christopher. The lead is back down to 25. Here's Springer on the wing. Drives by the defender with two guys on him inside for the layup. Darius Springer continuing to show off his prowess with scoring in contact. And he's going to look to drive inside and do it again. But he'll take the slam instead because this time nobody ends up guarding him. 74-96. Springer inside once more. Big fourth quarter for Darius Springer. He's playing really well now with 19 points on the night as it's 76-100. Here's Branch inside for Zay Logan with the dunk. 16 points for Logan. He's had another really good game. 78-104. Griffin inside. And one. If this game's not already over, I think that's the dagger. Nice play by Griffin inside, and that will do it. 113-85 your final. A blowout win for Portland here on Christmas Day against the Memphis Grizzlies. Again, one of the better teams in the Western Conference, and we rocked their stuff, beating them by 28. You can make the excuse that the Grizzlies were without their best player, Ja Morant. They were without their best bench player, D'Angelo Russell. But so were we. We were without our best player, Shaedon Sharpe. We were without our best bench player, Anthony Simons. So in terms of that, it was even, and we won by nearly 30. We had all of our minutes completely even. 10 guys all played between 17 and 24 minutes because we were up by so much. We were able to give the young guys more run. Springer ended up leading us in scoring with 21, Scoot with 20, Griffin, Logan, Abaji, and Ayton also in the double figures. We didn't really shoot the ball all that well from the outside. We really focused on getting our points inside, which is kind of a surprise because the Grizzlies have the best defensive front court in the league, but it worked. Memphis also did not shoot the ball well or often from beyond the arc, and thus we get the win. We improved to 23-7. And we've got a pretty tough stretch here going into the new calendar year. It feels like we were playing the Pelicans, the Rockets, and the Grizzlies just about every week. We would win our next two games, beating the Clippers by 50, and then beating the Nets as well. We're now 25-7 going into the new year. We have the second best record in the league. Scoot Henderson's playing really well. He's needed to step up as the number one option with Shaedon Sharpe getting hurt. And boy has he, coming off a great month of December. Khalil Griffin, by the way, has somehow gotten more efficient in each month, and his points per game have gone up significantly as he gets a bigger role. He just keeps playing better and better. We got one of the biggest steals in the draft with the 10th pick. He looks like an all-out star at this point. Against the Nets, we had a Dante Branch masterclass, 20 points on just 9 shots. Efficiency's been the issue with him. That's great to see him having a big game like that, especially in a close win against a solid Nets team. Next episode, we're going to get through a large portion of January, really into the halfway point of the season. I also plan on having the first prospect profile of the season. We're going to take a look at some of the top projected players within the Season 3 draft class. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new and are hoping for more Portland Trail Blazers basketball. Peace out.